Hey, it's Ryan at Robot Dog Studio. I just want to thank everyone so much for listening and interacting with the last shootout where we compared my $300 Tascam interface with my $7,000 Apogee interface. The response was amazing. Thank you all so much for watching and guessing and just starting this whole debate on gear and marketing and what difference does a high-end converter actually make. So also, let me say thank you so much for bearing with me as I did this blind shootout thing. I mean, obviously, it's a ploy to grow my YouTube channel, but I do think that this test had to be blind. Just from personal experience, knowing that if I got to the end of the video, found out which was which, listen back to the beginning, it would totally change my perception. I'll be like, oh yeah, I hear what the Apogee is doing there over the Tascam, and on and on and on. So I think it was really important that the experiment was blind. And thank you so much for bearing with me. As of this morning, I think we had 24 correct guesses and 24 incorrect guesses. We had 3 couldn't tell. And then earlier this morning, we had 2 more incorrect guesses come in. So, I mean, I think you know what that means statistically, 50-50, basically. And also, you know what? I envied you all because I honestly didn't have the luxury of a blind test. So I was always kind of influenced when I was trying to tell the difference between these. So this morning, I was so curious, I had to do a blind test of my own. So I set that up, and I got 7 right answers, 7 wrong answers, and 3 couldn't tell answers. So that was my ear's perception of which was which. And I will get to the reveal. I thought of a way to entertain you first between now and the reveal. And that is to turn all this garbage gear marketing on its head and all this gear pontification and gear sluts, threads, etc. Turn it on its head and take some of those guesses that preferred the Tascam and turn them into review snippets as if this were a shootout in Tape Op or Mix Online or whatever the other magazines and publications that Tascam and Universal Audio and Apogee run ads in. Just to throw this out there, I don't do this to mock anyone or call anyone ignorant or anything. Personally, I would not have had the guts to guess which one of these was which. I would not have put the reputation of my ears out there. So I consider all of you brave for doing that. I also don't question what you actually heard. I mean, I'm just starting this discussion about the way we talk about these very subjective things in audio. All right, so let's get to some of those comments where we're talking about praise for the $300 Tascam audio interface over the $7,000 Apogee interface. Let's read some of these. The Tascam seems a little warmer and the transient's a bit more controlled, giving it an almost 3D sound right away. The Apogee is brighter and seems to provide less depth in general. The Tascam is more precise and transients sound more full/balanced, mostly noticeable on hi-hats. I would have to say audio from the Tascam was bigger and clearer, and the Apogee was smaller and a little darker. I think the Tascam was cleaner and fuller, in my opinion. The Tascam, okay, here's a more diplomatic one. The Tascam seemed brighter and more open. The Apogee sounds fatter, closer, and louder too. 2 different flavors, but very close one with the other. Kind of a draw there. Okay, here's one that's really, really interesting. And again, I'm not mocking anyone, not making, I don't want to make this a personal insult on anyone that said these things. Just honestly, just think about how you hear and talk about audio and just, I don't know. Maybe I'm being an asshole. I don't know. I just think this is very interesting stuff. And for some of us, it's their career and it's their passion. And it's what does all this stuff that we say and talk about, like, what does it mean? And what's subjective, what's quantifiable, what's real, what's mythological, what's just perpetuated by an online echo chamber. All right, let's hear this one. The Apogee sounded harsh to my ears. It actually hurt a bit, whereas the Tascam was smoother sounding. And then there was a reply to this from someone else. The Apogee definitely was harsh to me as well. And then continuing, yeah, unfortunately for us, real quality comes with a price tag. Obviously, they were assuming that the harsh one was the Tascam. This guy is in luck. He can get that smoother sounding Tascam for only $300. Doesn't have to buy the $7,000, harsh, painful Apogee. All right, well, I feel incredibly mean after that. I'm so sorry. And again, I think you all were so brave to put all this stuff out there. I would not have been that brave. All right, so here's the timestamp. Everyone who doesn't give a shit about what I'm talking about and just wants to, justify their big gear purchase. Here are the results. A was the Tascam and B was the Apogee. There you have it. All right, so we also had a ton of requests for 48K waves of the finished mixes and 96K, full res raw files. And I'm going to put them on a Dropbox link. And probably to just infuriate everyone even more, I'm leaving those blind. And if you can tell the difference and you can really tell me that you prefer one of those or over the other, go onto my website and send me a message and I will tell you which is which. And you can buy the one you want to buy. But all right. So again, I feel really evil. I feel really so dark about this. But come on, we got to have this discussion as we're trying to make music and we're trying to have businesses and build studios and stuff. What is the value of these things that are so subjective and just non-quantifiable or just hard to quantify? And all right, so yeah, one last thing. This is not a comparison. This wasn't a comparison between which is a better interface. The Apogee is far and away, it's the better interface. It's the more professional solution for a professional studio. I mean, it's sleek as hell. It's got a touch screen. It's got connectors on the back. You don't have to plug all your microphones into the front. It's expandable. It's a great unit. I love it, and I'm glad I have it, for the studio, and I'm glad I made that investment to, theoretically give people the best sound quality that I could when they come into my studio. But at the end of the day, it's like this. It's the Symphony is a Tesla, and the Tascam is a Prius. Both will actually get you to work on time. One's sleeker, more luxurious, probably goes faster and handles better around a racetrack. Both get the job done. Get you to work on time and, save you money on gas or whatever. All right. Again, thank you so much for watching and like and subscribe. And again, I'm so sorry. I really am. I really didn't mean to hurt anyone's feelings by saying those quotes. I just thought it would be really fascinating to kind of listen to them in that context. I don't know. Let's just get this discussion going and, leave me some comments and like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Hit me up anywhere possible on Instagram, Facebook. It's all good. I want to hear from you. And until then, I'll see ya.